Have you ever wondered if a simple penny sitting in an old jar, forgotten drawer, or pocket change collection could actually be worth hundreds, thousands, or even more than its face value? What if I told you that one of the most overlooked coins in America, first up the 1953 D. Abraham Lincoln Wheat Penny, has surprised collectors for decades with hidden varieties, exceptional values, and incredible auction results? Before you spend another old penny, you may want to check the date and mint mark very carefully, because this small copper coin could be far more valuable than most people realize. Welcome back to Minted Treasures, the channel where we uncover the fascinating stories and hidden values behind America's most collectible coins. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny with the D mint mark. We'll explore its history, design, mintage, rarity, condition, valuable errors, grading importance, and what makes certain examples worth significantly more than others. Stay with me until the end because some collectors have discovered valuable 1953 D pennies hiding in ordinary collections, and you won't want to miss the details that could help identify one. The story of the 1953 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny begins during a fascinating period in American history. The United States was experiencing major economic growth after World War II. New technologies were emerging, industries were expanding, and millions of Americans were building brighter futures. Amid this backdrop, the Denver Mint continued producing Lincoln Wheat Pennies that circulated through businesses, banks, and households across the nation. The Lincoln cent itself holds a special place in American coin history. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it became the first regular circulating U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Prior to Lincoln's appearance on the cent, American coins generally featured symbolic representations such as Lady Liberty. The front of the 1953 D. Wheat Penny displays the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this portrait remains one of the most recognizable images in American numismatics. Around Lincoln's image, you'll find the inscriptions "In God We Trust" across the top, "Liberty" to the left, and the date, 1953, along with the small D mint mark beneath the date on the right side. Turning the coin over reveals the classic wheat reverse design. Two wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent and United States of America. Above these inscriptions appears the motto EPLURIBUS UNUM. This simple yet elegant reverse design gave the coin its famous nickname, the Wheat Penny. One reason collectors pay attention to the 1953 D. Wheat Penny is its connection to the final years of the wheat cent series. Only a few years later, in 1959, the reverse design would be replaced by the Lincoln Memorial. This makes every wheat penny a historical artifact representing an important era in American coinage. Now let's discuss mintage figures. The Denver Mint produced over 700 million 1953 D. Lincoln Wheat Pennies. At first glance, that sounds like an enormous number, and it certainly is. Because so many were struck, most circulated examples remain relatively common today. However, this is where many people make a critical mistake. Collectors do not simply judge rarity by mintage numbers. Condition plays a massive role. Millions of 1953 D pennies entered circulation and experienced years of wear. They passed through countless hands, cash registers, vending machines, and piggy banks. As a result, truly pristine examples became much scarcer than the original mintage figures might suggest. A heavily worn 1953 D wheat penny may only be worth a modest premium above face value. But a sharply struck coin with original mint luster and minimal contact marks can command dramatically higher prices. The difference between a circulated coin and a high-grade mint state example can be astonishing. Understanding coin grading is essential. Grading evaluates a coin's condition on a scale that ranges from poor to mint state. Coins that show heavy wear receive lower grades, while coins retaining original surfaces and luster receive higher grades. A circulated 1953 D wheat penny in average condition might typically be worth a small amount. Examples in extremely fine condition can attract more collector interest. However, once you enter mint state territory, values can rise substantially, particularly for coins exhibiting strong eye appeal and superior preservation. Mint state grades such as MS63, MS64, MS65, and beyond represent increasingly higher levels of quality. At these levels, collectors begin competing for the finest examples available. This competition can drive auction prices upward, especially for coins certified by professional grading services. One feature collectors often examine closely is the coin's luster. Original mint luster creates a distinctive cartwheel effect when the coin is tilted under light. This natural shine develops during the striking process and is highly desirable among collectors. Strike quality is another important factor. Some 1953 D pennies were struck more sharply than others. Collectors frequently inspect Lincoln's hair details, facial features, and the wheat stalks on the reverse. Strongly struck examples are often more desirable than weakly struck coins. Color also plays a significant role in value. Copper coins are generally categorized into three color designations. Brown coins have fully toned surfaces. Red-brown coins retain some original mint redness. Red coins preserve most of their original bright copper appearance. Among these categories, fully red examples are usually the most sought after. Since copper naturally darkens over time, maintaining original red color for decades is difficult. Consequently, high-grade red 1953 D wheat pennies can command impressive premiums compared to brown examples of similar grade. Now let's talk about errors and varieties, one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting. Mint errors occur when something unusual happens during the production process. Although most 1953 D wheat pennies were struck normally, collectors continue searching for examples displaying interesting mint-made abnormalities. One category includes die cracks. These occur when a coin die develops small fractures after repeated use. Coins struck by cracked dies may display raised lines across portions of the design. Another possibility is die chips. These appear as small raised blobs caused by tiny pieces breaking away from the die. While minor die chips may not dramatically increase value, larger or more distinctive examples can attract collector interest. Off-center strikes represent another fascinating error type. If a coin blank is not properly positioned during striking, part of the design may be missing while the remainder appears shifted. The greater the off-center percentage while still retaining the date, the more collectible such an error often becomes. Collectors also look for repunched mint marks on older Lincoln cents. During this era, mint marks were applied manually to working dies. Occasionally, multiple impressions created visible doubling or unusual characteristics. Any suspected mint mark variety should be carefully examined and authenticated by experts. Double die varieties remain among the most famous coin errors in American numismatics. These occur when a die receives misaligned impressions during creation, resulting in noticeable doubling on letters, numbers, or design elements. While major double die varieties are generally well documented, collectors continue examining wheat pennies in search of overlooked discoveries. Now imagine finding a 1953 D wheat penny in an old family collection. How would you determine whether it might be valuable? Start by examining the date and mint mark carefully. Confirm that the coin is indeed a 1953 D. Next, evaluate overall wear. Are Lincoln's hair details visible? Is the wheat reverse sharp? Does the coin retain original luster? Then inspect the surfaces under magnification. Look for unusual doubling, die cracks, die chips, or other abnormalities. Even small details can make a significant difference to knowledgeable collectors. Another important consideration is cleaning. Many beginners believe cleaning a coin improves its value. In reality, improper cleaning often reduces collector appeal and market value. Harsh cleaning can remove original surfaces, create scratches, and permanently alter a coin's appearance. Experienced collectors generally prefer coins with natural surfaces, even when those surfaces display age-related tunning. Originality is often more important than artificial brightness. Let's discuss why collectors continue pursuing Lincoln Wheat Pennies generation after generation. Part of the appeal lies in accessibility. Unlike some rare coins that cost thousands of dollars to acquire, many wheat pennies remain affordable. This allows beginners to build meaningful collections while learning about grading, varieties, and coin history. At the same time, the possibility of discovering a valuable specimen adds excitement. Every roll search, estate sale, flea market visit, or inherited collection carries the potential for an unexpected find. The Lincoln Wheat series also spans a remarkable period of American history. These coins witnessed world wars, economic transformations, technological revolutions, and social change. Holding a 1953 D wheat penny connects collectors to a specific moment in that historical timeline. Auction records demonstrate how condition can transform value. While ordinary circulated examples may remain modestly priced, premium certified examples with exceptional preservation can achieve much stronger results. The finest known specimens often attract competitive bidding from advanced collectors seeking registry-quality coins. Registry sets have become increasingly popular among serious numismatists. These collectors strive to assemble the highest graded examples of every date and mint mark within a series. As competition intensifies, top population coins can achieve remarkable premiums. Storage is another key factor for preserving coin value. Collectors often use archival quality holders, albums, flips, or certified slabs to protect coins from environmental damage. Proper storage helps minimize exposure to moisture, contaminants, and handling. If you own a 1953 D wheat penny that appears unusually well preserved, professional grading may be worth considering. Certification provides authentication, standardized grading, and protective encapsulation. This can enhance buyer confidence and improve marketability. Of course, not every 1953 D penny is a hidden treasure. Many examples remain common. However, the challenge lies in identifying the exceptional coins that stand apart from the ordinary. That's what makes coin collecting so rewarding. Every collector dreams of discovering an overlooked rarity. Sometimes it happens in inherited collections. Sometimes it happens in forgotten coin jars. And sometimes it happens when someone takes a closer look at a coin that others ignored. The 1953 D Abraham Lincoln Wheat Penny serves as a perfect reminder that age alone does not determine value. Condition, rarity, eye appeal, color, strike quality, and errors all contribute to a coin's desirability. Understanding these factors can help collectors make smarter decisions and potentially uncover valuable pieces hiding in plain sight. As we wrap up today's exploration of the 1953 D Lincoln Wheat Penny, remember to check your collections carefully. Examine every date, every mint mark, and every detail. The next coin you inspect could reveal a fascinating story, a rare variety, or perhaps a surprisingly valuable treasure. If you enjoyed this video and love learning about valuable coins, rare pennies, coin errors, wheat pennies, Lincoln cents, and hidden numismatic treasures, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Minted Treasures, and turn on notifications so you never miss an exciting coin discovery. Share this video with fellow collectors and let us know in the comments. Have you ever found a valuable wheat penny in your collection? Next up, The 1946 Abraham Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark may look ordinary at first glance, but beneath its worn surface lies a fascinating history, surprising value, and a connection to one of the most important periods in American history. The year 1946 was a time of transformation. World War II had just ended, millions of soldiers were returning home, and America was entering a new era of growth and opportunity. During this historic period, the United States Mint continued producing Lincoln Wheat Pennies that would circulate through the hands of ordinary Americans for generations to come. Among those coins was the 1946 Wheat Penny struck at the Philadelphia Mint, identified by the absence of a mint mark beneath the date. For many collectors, the lack of a mint mark is not a flaw but an important detail. Philadelphia coins of this era typically carried no mint mark, making the 1946 no mint mark Wheat Penny a genuine piece of American numismatic history. More than 991 million examples were produced, which might seem like an enormous number. However, after nearly 8 decades of circulation, damage, loss, and melting, finding examples in exceptional condition has become increasingly difficult. The Lincoln Wheat Penny itself is one of the most beloved coin designs ever issued by the United States Mint. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it became the first regularly circulating U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. The obverse displays the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, accompanied by the words "In God We Trust" above, "Liberty" to the left, and the date to the right. The reverse showcases 2 elegant wheat stalks surrounding the inscriptions, 1 cent, and United States of America, creating a design that remains iconic among collectors. One reason the 1946 Wheat Penny continues to attract attention is its composition. Unlike modern pennies, which are primarily zinc, the 1946 cent contains approximately 95% copper. This gives the coin a rich appearance and substantial feel that many collectors appreciate. Holding one today is like holding a small piece of post-war America, a tangible reminder of a generation that witnessed some of the most significant events in modern history. Most people wonder whether a 1946 Wheat Penny without a mint mark is actually worth anything. The answer depends largely on condition. A heavily circulated example may be worth only a modest premium over face value. However, even common examples are often purchased by collectors because they represent an important part of the Wheat Penny series. As condition improves, values can increase dramatically. Coins that have survived in uncirculated condition are particularly desirable. These pieces retain much of their original mint luster and show little or no evidence of wear. Collectors are willing to pay significant premiums for examples that appear almost exactly as they did when they left the mint in 1946. In the highest grades, certified examples can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on their quality and eye appeal. One of the factors that greatly influences value is color. Copper coins naturally change color over time as they react with their environment. Collectors classify these coins into 3 primary categories: brown, red-brown, and red. Brown coins have fully toned surfaces and are the most common. Red-brown coins retain some original mint color mixed with tunning. Red coins preserve most of their original bright copper appearance and are generally the most valuable. Finding a 1946 Wheat Penny that still displays vibrant red color after nearly 80 years is an impressive achievement and often commands strong collector interest. Beyond condition and color, collectors are always searching for unusual varieties and mint errors. While most 1946 Wheat Pennies were struck normally, occasional production mistakes created coins that stand out from the crowd. Die cracks, off-center strikes, clip planchets, and other minting anomalies can significantly increase a coin's desirability. Error coins often become prized possessions because they represent something unique within a large mintage. Examining a 1946 wheat penny carefully can reveal details that many people overlook. Collectors use magnifying glasses, microscopes, and specialized lighting to inspect every aspect of a coin's surface. Tiny differences in strike quality, luster, and preservation can mean the difference between an ordinary collectible and a highly sought-after specimen. This attention to detail is one reason coin collecting remains such a fascinating hobby. Another interesting aspect of the 1946 wheat penny is its historical journey. Think about how many places a single coin may have traveled over nearly 8 decades. It could have been used to buy candy in the late 1940s, passed through countless cash registers during the 1950s and 1960s, spent during the economic changes of the 1970s, and eventually stored away by someone who recognized its age and significance. Every scratch, mark, and worn detail tells part of a story that can never be fully known. The popularity of Lincoln wheat pennies continues to grow because they appeal to collectors of all experience levels. Beginners enjoy them because they are affordable and easy to find. Experienced collectors appreciate the challenge of locating high-grade examples and rare varieties. The 1946 no mint mark sits comfortably in the middle of this appeal, offering both accessibility and the possibility of discovering something special. Professional grading plays a major role in determining value. Third-party grading services evaluate coins using a scale from 1 to 70. Coins receiving higher grades are generally more valuable because they exhibit superior preservation. A difference of just 1 or 2 grading points can sometimes result in a substantial change in market value. This is why serious collectors pay close attention to every detail before submitting coins for certification. One important rule every collector should remember is never to clean old coins. Cleaning may seem harmless, but it often damages the original surfaces that collectors value most. Even gentle polishing can leave microscopic scratches and remove natural toning, reducing a coin's desirability. A naturally aged coin with original surfaces is almost always worth more than one that has been cleaned. As interest in coin collecting continues to expand through online communities, auctions, and social media, the 1946 wheat penny remains a favorite topic of discussion. Collectors enjoy sharing discoveries, comparing grades, and searching for hidden treasures among old collections. The possibility that an overlooked penny could be worth significantly more than face value adds excitement to every search. There is also an emotional connection that many people feel when collecting wheat pennies. These coins link generations together. A grandparent may have carried one in their pocket during the 1940s, passed it down to a parent, and eventually left it to a child or grandchild. In this way, the coin becomes more than just a collectible. It becomes a family heirloom and a tangible connection to the past. The 1946 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark represents much more than a single cent. It symbolizes a moment in history, a remarkable design that endured for decades, and a collecting tradition that continues to thrive today. Whether you are an experienced numismatist or someone who has never examined an old coin before, there is something undeniably fascinating about holding a piece of history that has survived for nearly 80 years. So the next time you come across a handful of old pennies, take a moment to look more closely. Check the dates. Examine the details. Search for that familiar 1946 date and the absence of a mint mark beneath it. You may not uncover a fortune, but you will be holding a genuine artifact from one of the most important eras in American history. And if fortune does happen to smile upon you, that humble little copper coin could become one of the most exciting discoveries in your collection. That is the enduring magic of the 1946 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny. It reminds us that extraordinary stories can hide in ordinary places, and that sometimes the smallest treasures are the ones with the greatest history behind them. Next up, 1940 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny sitting, unnoticed in an old jar or family collection, could be worth far more than its face value. While many people overlook these historic coins, collectors know that some examples of the 1940 Lincoln Wheat Penny have become highly sought-after pieces of American numismatic history. The story of the 1940 Lincoln Wheat Penny begins during a fascinating period in American history. The world was changing rapidly, and although the United States had not yet entered World War II, global events were creating uncertainty everywhere. During this time, the U.S. Mint continued producing millions of Lincoln cents for everyday commerce. These coins passed through grocery stores, gas stations, restaurants, and businesses across the country, becoming a familiar part of daily life for millions of Americans. The Lincoln cent itself had already become one of the most recognizable coins in American history. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it was the first regularly circulating United States coin to feature a real historical figure. Prior to Lincoln's appearance, American coins typically featured symbolic images such as Lady Liberty. The decision to place Lincoln on the cent marked a major turning point in American coin design and established a tradition that continues today. The 1940 Lincoln Wheat Penny features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front side. Above Lincoln's head appears the motto, "In God We Trust." To the left is the word liberty, while the date 1940 appears on the right side. Because this particular coin has no mint mark, it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. During that era, Philadelphia coins typically did not carry a mint mark, making the absence of a mint mark an important identifying feature. Turning the coin over reveals the iconic wheat reverse design that gave these pennies their popular nickname. Two elegant wheat stalks frame the central inscriptions, 1 cent, and United States of America. At the top appears the Latin motto E Pluribus Unum, meaning out of many, one. This beautiful design remained in use from 1909 until 1958 and remains one of the most beloved coin designs ever produced by the United States Mint. One of the most interesting facts about the 1940 Lincoln Wheat Penny is its production numbers. The Philadelphia Mint struck more than 586 million of these coins. At first glance, that sounds like such a large quantity that the coin should have little value. However, coin collecting is about much more than mintage numbers alone. While millions were produced, many were lost, damaged, worn down, or destroyed over the decades. As a result, finding a well-preserved example today is far more challenging than many people realize. Condition plays an enormous role in determining the value of any coin, and the 1940 Wheat Penny is no exception. A heavily circulated coin that spent decades changing hands may show significant wear on Lincoln's portrait and the wheat stalks on the reverse. Such coins remain popular among collectors because of their historical significance, but they are generally less valuable than better preserved examples. As condition improves, so does collector demand. Coins that display sharp details, minimal wear, and strong original surfaces attract much greater interest. Uncirculated examples are especially desirable because they show little to no evidence of circulation. These coins often retain much of their original mint luster, giving them an attractive appearance that collectors appreciate. Another important factor affecting value is color. Since Lincoln cents of this era were struck primarily from copper, they naturally change color over time through oxidation. Freshly minted copper coins display a bright red appearance. As years pass, exposure to air gradually causes the surfaces to darken. Collectors classify copper coins into 3 primary color categories: brown, red-brown, and red. Brown coins have fully toned surfaces, while red-brown coins retain some original mint color. The most desirable examples are classified as red because they preserve much of their original brilliant copper appearance. Fully red 1940 Lincoln Wheat Pennies are considerably scarcer than brown examples and often command significant premiums in the marketplace. One reason collectors enjoy searching for 1940 wheat pennies is the possibility of finding interesting mint errors and varieties. Mint errors occur when something unusual happens during the manufacturing process. These mistakes can transform an ordinary coin into a highly collectible item. Error collectors actively search for unusual pieces because they represent unique moments in minting history. Among the most popular types of errors are doubled dies. A doubled die occurs when the coin's design is improperly transferred during die creation, resulting in visible doubling on certain letters, numbers, or design elements. Collectors carefully examine inscriptions such as Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date itself when searching for signs of doubling. Strong doubled die examples often generate substantial excitement among collectors. Another fascinating category includes die cracks. As coin dies age and endure tremendous pressure during production, cracks can develop in the metal. These cracks transfer onto coins as raised lines. While minor die cracks are relatively common, dramatic examples can attract collector interest and add value to a coin. Off-center strikes represent another popular type of mint error. These occur when a blank planchet is not properly positioned during striking. The resulting coin may display part of the design missing while leaving a blank area on one side. Depending on the severity of the misalignment, off-center errors can be highly collectible and valuable. Collectors also watch for clipped planchets. These errors occur when the blank coin is improperly cut from the metal strip before striking. The finished coin appears to have a curved portion missing from its edge. Because clipped planchets are easy to identify and visually striking, they remain popular among error collectors. The popularity of Lincoln wheat pennies has remained remarkably strong for generations. Millions of collectors around the world continue building collections that include these historic coins. Some focus on assembling complete Dayton mint mark sets, while others pursue only high-grade examples or unusual error varieties. This broad collector base helps maintain consistent demand for wheat pennies and contributes to their enduring appeal. Part of the attraction lies in the connection these coins provide to American history. Every 1940 wheat penny serves as a small time capsule from a different era. It circulated during a period when Franklin D. Roosevelt was president, when radio was the dominant form of home entertainment, and when the United States was on the verge of entering one of the most significant conflicts in world history. Holding one of these coins today creates a tangible connection to that past. Many collectors begin their numismatic journey with wheat pennies because they are accessible and affordable. Unlike some rare coins that cost thousands or even millions of dollars, many wheat pennies can still be acquired at reasonable prices. This affordability allows beginners to learn about grading, varieties, mint marks, and coin preservation without making a major financial investment. For those searching through old collections, coin jars, estate sales, or inherited accumulations, the 1940 Lincoln wheat penny remains an exciting discovery. Even common examples hold historical value and collector appeal. Finding a particularly well-preserved coin can be even more rewarding, especially if it displays strong original detail and attractive surfaces. When examining a 1940 wheat penny, collectors pay close attention to several key areas. Lincoln's hair detail is one important indicator of wear. Sharp strands of hair typically suggest better preservation. The wheat stalks on the reverse should also display strong detail. Coins with clear lines and minimal wear generally receive higher grades than those with flattened or heavily worn features. Proper handling is extremely important when dealing with collectible coins. Many beginners make the mistake of cleaning old pennies in an attempt to improve their appearance. However, cleaning often causes permanent damage and can significantly reduce collector value. Most experienced numismatists recommend leaving coins in their original condition. Natural aging and tunning are generally preferred over artificially cleaned surfaces. Today, more than 80 years after its release, the 1940 Abraham Lincoln Wheat Penny continues to capture the imagination of collectors. It represents a fascinating blend of history, artistry, and numismatic interest. While most examples remain affordable, the possibility of discovering a high-grade specimen or unusual error keeps collectors searching year after year. The next time you encounter an old wheat penny, take a closer look before setting it aside. Check the date carefully. Examine the details. Look for signs of exceptional preservation or unusual characteristics. What appears to be a simple copper cent may actually be a remarkable piece of American history. Whether worth a few cents or significantly more, every 1940 Lincoln Wheat Penny carries a story that has survived for generations, waiting to be appreciated by the next collector who takes the time to discover it. Next up, the 1956 Abraham Lincoln Wheat Penny with a D mint mark looks like an ordinary 1-cent coin. Most people would never give it a second look. They might toss it into a coin jar, leave it in a drawer, or spend it without a second thought. But collectors know something that most people don't. Hidden within some of these seemingly ordinary pennies are fascinating stories, historical significance, and in certain cases, values that can surprise even experienced coin hunters. The 1956 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny was produced at the Denver Mint during one of the most prosperous decades in American history. The United States was experiencing rapid economic growth, suburban expansion, and technological advancement. Families were buying new homes, televisions were becoming common household items, and American industry was booming. During this period, billions of coins flowed through the economy, helping fuel daily commerce across the nation. Among those coins was the 1956 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny. The small D mint mark located beneath the date indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. Although over 1 billion of these pennies were produced, the passage of time has made certain examples increasingly desirable among collectors. The obverse of the coin features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design first appeared in 1909 and became the first regular United States coin to feature a real historical person. Above Lincoln's portrait appears the famous motto, "In God We Trust." To the left is the word "Liberty," while the date and mint mark appear on the right side. Turning the coin over reveals the classic wheat reverse design. Two wheat stalks frame the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. Across the top appears the motto EPLURIBUSUNUM. This beloved design remained in production until 1958, making the 1956 D one of the final wheat pennies ever issued before the design changed to the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959. One reason collectors remain fascinated by the 1956 D wheat penny is its connection to American history. Every one of these coins circulated during the Eisenhower era. They passed through countless hands, cash registers, banks, and businesses. Each coin represents a small piece of the American story, surviving for decades while witnessing tremendous social and economic change. However, historical significance alone does not determine a coin's value. Condition plays an enormous role in the coin market. In fact, two identical 1956 D wheat pennies can have dramatically different values depending on their state of preservation. Many examples spent years in circulation. These coins often show wear on Lincoln's portrait, flattened wheat stalks on the reverse, and numerous scratches or marks from everyday use. While such coins remain collectible, they are generally common. The real excitement begins when collectors encounter exceptionally well-preserved examples. Coins that retain sharp details, original mint luster, and minimal wear are much scarcer. These high-grade specimens are highly sought after because relatively few survive decades of circulation without significant damage. Professional grading services evaluate coins using a scale from 1 to 70. The higher the grade, the better the preservation. A coin graded mint state has never experienced actual circulation wear. As grades climb into the upper mint state levels, scarcity increases dramatically. Collectors often search for examples with strong strikes, clean surfaces, and vibrant original color. This brings us to another important factor that influences value: copper color. Lincoln wheat pennies are commonly categorized into three color designations. Brown coins have fully toned over time and display dark copper coloration. Red-brown coins retain a mixture of original red mint color and brown toning. Red coins preserve most of their original brilliant copper appearance. Among these categories, red examples are generally the most desirable. Copper naturally oxidizes over time, causing its bright red color to fade. Finding a 1956 D wheat penny that still displays brilliant original red surfaces after decades is a remarkable achievement. Because of their scarcity, these coins often command substantial premiums. Many collectors spend years searching for attractive red examples to complete their collections. The challenge of finding one in exceptional condition adds excitement to the hobby and helps maintain strong demand for top-quality specimens. Beyond condition and color, collectors also pay close attention to minting errors and varieties. During the coin production process, mistakes occasionally occur. While many errors are minor, some become highly collectible. A die crack is one example. Dies are the hardened steel tools used to strike coin designs onto metal blanks. Over time, these dies can develop cracks. Coins struck with cracked dies may display raised lines or unusual features that were not intended by the mint. Another collectible error involves die chips. Small portions of a die can break away, leaving raised areas on the finished coin. Depending on size and location, these features can attract considerable interest from specialists. Off-center strikes are another fascinating possibility. These occur when a coin blank is not properly aligned during striking, causing part of the design to be missing. Dramatic off-center examples are often prized because they are visually striking and much scarcer than normal coins. Collectors also examine wheat pennies for unusual die polishing lines, strike characteristics, and other anomalies that distinguish certain coins from the billions of standard examples produced. One of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting is the possibility of discovery. Valuable coins are not always found in expensive collections. Sometimes they emerge from forgotten boxes, inherited estates, old piggy banks, or coin jars that have remained untouched for decades. Stories continue to circulate about collectors finding exceptional wheat pennies in unexpected places. A seemingly ordinary coin tucked away for years may turn out to be a beautifully preserved example worthy of professional grading. This sense of possibility keeps collectors searching. Every roll of pennies, every inherited collection, and every forgotten container of old coins carries the potential for an exciting discovery. For beginners entering the hobby, the 1956 D wheat penny serves as an excellent starting point. It combines historical significance, affordability, and widespread availability. New collectors can learn about grading, preservation, mint marks, and error detection while building a collection around an iconic American coin. Experienced collectors appreciate the challenge of locating superior examples. Competition becomes increasingly intense as grades rise because the finest known specimens are genuinely scarce. Even though over 1 billion coins were originally produced, only a tiny percentage survive today in exceptional condition. If you believe you have a promising 1956 D wheat penny, proper handling is essential. Always hold coins by their edges whenever possible. Avoid touching the surfaces directly, as fingerprints can damage the metal over time. Most importantly, never clean the coin. This is one of the most common mistakes made by new collectors. Cleaning often leaves microscopic scratches that permanently reduce value. Even when a cleaned coin appears brighter to the naked eye, experienced collectors and grading services can usually detect the damage immediately. Original surfaces are highly prized because they preserve the coin's authenticity. Natural aging and tunning are generally preferred over artificial shine created through cleaning. The enduring popularity of the Lincoln Wheat Penny series demonstrates the powerful connection between coins and history. These small pieces of copper are more than just currency. They are artifacts that survive decades of use while preserving a tangible link to America's past. The 1956 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny represents one of the final chapters in the Wheat Penny story. Just 2 years later, the beloved wheat reverse design would disappear forever, replaced by the Lincoln Memorial Reverse. Because of this timing, many collectors view the late 1950s wheat pennies as particularly significant pieces of American numismatic history. Whether worth a few cents or considerably more, every 1956 D wheat penny carries a story. It may have purchased groceries, newspapers, candy, or gasoline during the 1950s. It may have traveled across multiple states, passed through countless hands, and survived decades before finding its way into a collection. Today, collectors continue searching for these coins, hoping to uncover exceptional examples, rare varieties, or hidden treasures that others overlooked. The thrill of that search remains one of the greatest attractions of coin collecting. So the next time you come across a 1956 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny with a D mint mark, take a closer look before setting it aside. Examine its condition, study its details, and appreciate the history it represents. What appears to be an ordinary penny may actually be a remarkable survivor from a bygone era, waiting to reveal its story and perhaps even its hidden value.